A mattress is a very boring piece of tech that has really no functioning thing other than it's harder or softer. So when we started embedding health technology into a current sleep system, along with even analyzing your sleep and this type of thing, it sent me down, a whole new era when I ran into electrically conductive technology.
Welcome to the Fountain of Vitality podcast. I'm your host, LaMont Leavitt. In a world overflowing with noise, confusion, and distraction, we're here to cut through the clutter and explore bold, unique paths to a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. Through candid conversations with business leaders, wellness experts, industry pioneers, and innovators, we'll uncover insights to help you discover your own personalized, unique approach to thriving. Tune in, trust the compass of wisdom within, and find your fountain of vitality. Hello, this is LaMont Leavitt. Welcome to the Fountain of Vitality podcast, and I'm really excited today to hear from John Baxter. He's the CEO of Anti-Aging Bed and is really the founder of this whole movement, and it'll be fun to hear from him today. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Lamont. It's an honor to be here, and excited to cover some really cool topics with everyone, and just see where we're all sitting. Hopefully, know where you're at now, and then hopefully by the end of the show, you're in a different place.
Yeah, that's great. This is all new tech, and I actually picked up your book in the past, and over the last year or two, I've watched your company as it's evolved and been growing, and have learned so much on how to be healthier and live longer through some of the new tech you're doing. Could you share with us some of the maybe foundational things, kind of where you started and how you got to this point, from the grounding and the evolution of PEMF as well, as to what where you're going with that as well?
Yeah, just I have a story full of pain and passion, basically.
Beautiful.
So, it starts out with, being an athlete, being into all types of health things, and but actually injuring myself in sports to the level of ending my career. And that was a 4 through 6 crush on my spinal column, cervical vertebrae on my left side. My hands didn't work, so it was pretty much career over. I was a college wrestler, wrestling at the Greco-Roman state finals in Indiana. And I won the match with a broken neck. Something happened, like that's how it happens. You just don't know how it happens, but you're in a weird move, and and it moves really fast. And before you know it, your hands don't work, and the match is still going. So like somehow I had my Jean-Claude Van Damme moment, and basically got the, basically diamond dust in my eyes, and basically just got beat to a pulp and pulled it out. So that kind of is a little bit of my courageousness in a lot of this stuff too. Because after that happened, I lived with chronic pain for 15 years. And I was hooked on pain pills for 1 year after the accident and before I quit, because I knew I was going to die. But it really sent me down the path of finishing what I started, which was being, an embodiment of health and wisdom from my martial art days. So I'd never quit martial arts. I spent another 30 plus years doing martial arts after. And I never stopped with my health. I became a lead innovator in the mattress industry in terms of bringing support, comfort, sleep, which is where you get your regeneration, and health technology to an industry that's kind of stuck in the commodity market. A mattress is a very boring piece of tech that has really no functioning thing other than it's harder or softer. So when we started embedding health technology into a current sleep system, along with even analyzing your sleep and this type of thing, it sent me down, a whole new era when I ran into electrically conductive technology. So what is my claim to fame? Really, I have a couple patents, and that started that are very foundational to a whole new generation of health. So when I first started, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm never going to give up on it. I'm going to do this until I die. So I ran towards something called grounding, which currently I didn't like because in one instance, their products were made in China and they only lasted like 2 weeks. Those same products are offered today in grounding. And they're cheap Chinese knockoffs that, are just conductive, but can't stretch and can't be washed. So it took me 6 years to create my first product, working every day. But we created the first stretchable conductive fabric. So cool. As you remember, like a telephone cord back in the day, people just have cell phones now, but when you grab the telephone, it would have a coil. And then that coil could be 2 feet long, but you could stretch out 10 feet. You could go to the other end of the house and talk because it was coiled. So that was the theory that finalized something that seemed impossible. So once we did that with the thread, now when you lay on the mattress, because we have body weight, we stick our knee in the mattress, the current tech couldn't deal with that. And that's why no one else has ever had a mattress in grounding, because they haven't went over that simple point.
Right.
Can you lay on it? Can you sit on it? Can you sit on your mattress and the thread's not stretched? Well, because we created that bungee effect in the cover, now it's washable, breathable, lasts as long as your mattress, not just a week or two. That really laid the foundation to everything MedBed. And I didn't really see it at the time because I was the inventor, but I was just like, this is the most awesome thing, because near the end of my healing process was nutrition, exercise, sleep, frequency medicine, and grounding. That's how I healed myself. No surgery, never had surgery.
Wow. I know going outside and standing on the grass, barefoot, can immediately ground you. Imagine going to bed at night and staying grounded for 8 hours for a truly restorative sleep, and your cells function properly like they're meant to function. That's very cool.
Yeah, and that was just a benefit for tens of thousands of people. So, we have all types of health claims that people make about what happened when they slept grounded on our product. And it just, this was something bigger than myself when I first started it. I just was the one that would never give up.
Yeah.
So this was just, putting it to pieces together. Once I found out what really we did, we set out to do what we set out to do, which was ground the body and make it on a mattress that was conductive and last as long as your mattress. So it's durable, washable, breathable, just like the comforts that you look for when you go to bed. But now you have grounding included. So we have far infrared technology, and we added EMF shielding to that same bed cover. It's made of silver, so it's antibacterial, antimicrobial. So the sheet itself is sanitizing with silver. It's got EMF shielding, grounding, and it has these embedded ceramic material called bioceramic, which gives you far infrared into your body while you sleep too. It's like the red light type.
It's a red light type therapy.
Yeah, right? It's the most subtle version of it, but it's very powerful. So we embedded that textile, which is a piece of technology, into something that was boring, like a mattress, and that really changed people's lives. And since then, we became leaders in the world in health technology, not just in this rinky-dink mattress industry. I'm talking out of the top medical doctors in the world. I'm talking out of the top health technologies in the current health system, the $2+ trillion big pharma industry. We'll be integrating this tech into something as massive as that. Doctors are sick of writing prescription medicine, so they want to give their patients something more, right? And a lot of this stuff, some of it is out of pocket, but a lot of this stuff will be part of the third-party payer, first-party payer systems. So the cool thing is that doctors are liking what they do a little bit more because they're not having to just write on a piece of script.
Just treating the symptom instead of, right. actually getting better.
they're actually like, it's like telling someone to do what they were that they were trained to know they can do, and finally giving them access to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Help me understand the difference between been on your website, just the sheet grounding and the full-on mattress. What's the difference between the two as far as the health that's provided?
Yeah, so like the technology can be put on any mattress. It's called a bed cover, a blanket, or a pillowcase. You can basically engulf yourself in our technology without having to buy a whole new mattress. But for instance, you do want a mattress, and this is how long I've been doing this. We actually trademarked biohacking mattress.
Cool.
Before biohacking was even a thing. So everyone's like, how'd you have the biohacking mattress? I was like, where have you been? I had it before the name biohacking even came out. And that's how long. I was just blessed and lucky that I had friends that were doing this at the forefront of everyone else too. And here in Florida, where a lot of stuff happens. So yeah, I mean, putting all this at that juncture, it really solidified, and hopefully.
Real quick, just as far as the bed stuff goes, there's also I'm familiar with PEMF technology from 20 years plus ago. How has that evolved to what you have today, and how it's different from that? For those that are familiar with that older technology, if you'd share that with us, love to hear more about that.
Yeah, so a lot of this technology, PEMF, is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, PEMF.
Yeah.
And then realized that there was a technology very similar to it. It was called a TENS unit.
Yeah.
A TENS unit is shock therapy. So what is a PEMF? Well, PEMF doesn't really use frequencies. It's not known for frequencies. It's known for pulsating electromagnetic frequency. So it's known for just field therapy. So on one side, a TENS unit is just shocking you.
Right.
On the other side, in the field, like this was the transmitter, it would be out like a sphere around the center of the transmitter, right?
Right.
It's kind of a field therapy. So PEMF was just basically shock therapy with no frequencies, giving you pulsed electromagnetic frequency.
Okay.
And the two things it was good for was pain relief and circulation. Those are the only two claims that someone could make. Pain relief and circulation. So if you hear more claims than that, it's just about the same thing as a TENS unit. What can a TENS unit do? Some type of pressure relief a lot of times. Yeah. And those were good. I was using those for a long time, and if you have no one to give you a massage, then it's great. Now, fast forward 5 years ago, right? So what we realized is that, those are kind of infancy level technology, TENS unit and PEMF.
Right.
We're 20 years later, and the seriousness is that frequency medicine was always under our noses. And frequency uses a specific frequency to address common health concerns. So where did these frequencies come from? A lot of people say Royal Rife. He created the first 200 frequencies that in the presence of an electron microscope, you could dissolve away bad things in your body, per se, bacteria, mold, parasites, fungus, even sometimes toxins, if you could match the resonant frequency of the specific issue. So if you can match the same frequency, you see this happening with opera singers, typically women. They're able to use their whole body, their vocal cords are almost like a musical instrument. They really are.
Oh yeah.
And so they match the resonant frequency in a direction of the wine glass, and it shatters. Wow. Well, that's exactly what happens with true frequency medicine. So the cool thing is some of our tech has 4 million frequencies. Some of it has 1 million frequencies. We had 5 to 8 different technologies over the years, and we really have a really good grasp. So when no one had anything and said like, oh, frequency medicine or Tesla technology after Nikola Tesla, we already had 3 or 4 or 5 technologies. So like, you guys don't even understand one. So the thing is at that era, I was just like, well, really the future of what you're talking about is something you can measure, monitor, and manage. Why would you want to use a frequency that you have no idea? When you have, so that's the other thing. Where do TENS units and PEMF fall in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Pseudoscience, scalar. Unfortunately. Why? Because you can't measure what they're doing. You can't address exactly something specific, right? And so the thing is, the future is frequency medicine. That's another term for, like, let's say there was a TENS unit with frequency medicine. Let's say there was a PEMF with frequency medicine. That would just be considered a Tesla-inspired technology, or that would be considered a Royal Rife frequency, possibly. Or it would be called a IES, intermittent electrical stimulation at a specific frequency.
Okay.
So that is the category where this future of medicine is.
So tell me on your frequency medicine, from a product standpoint, what do you have created to where you can measure before and after using frequencies? What can you tell me about?
Yeah, so we have a regen. We call them our regen devices, like as in regeneration. We have a 1500 and 1800. We're the first people to make this product. I actually manufacture it and I make it here in the U.S. It's the culmination between everyone's product in the world and addressing how they work and how they don't work very well. And the good thing about ours is our frequencies are at the highest level of matching the output of the frequency. So if a frequency was 12,051.1 hertz, our machine will push that all the way to the end of the wire so that you're actually getting that specific frequency.
Nice.
So a lot of the frequency medicines out there will be with the resistance between where it pushes at and to the end of the cord, there'll be some resistance, and by the time it gets there, it won't be completely accurate. What we're here to do is to bring upon a new era of health technology. And so that stuff was important to me because I'm trying to advance this technology where it can replace or complement, that's probably the better word, the current healthcare system. And if you can't measure and monitor it, then you can never manage it, and it can never be adapted into a system that's all about data analyzing and measuring. So what you'll realize with what I have done, everything I do here is measurable, monitor. If you say, well, what is that thing doing? And I would say, well, great question. That thing is doing this, and it's giving off this specific frequency. Why? Because that specific frequency is offering some type of benefit that we have in our books and our literature.
Well, what's exciting about this is the whole concept of clinical trials. Now that you can monitor and measure, you can actually have people that have different conditions try out and see what works at what percentage, all that kind of thing. So that's very exciting. So any anecdotal evidence you want to share, whether it's pre-trial or what kinds of benefits are you seeing from patients that are claiming certain benefits?
Yeah, so we have third-party studies. We also have what we call more of like pre-trial and more of a small study, right? So basically what we're seeing from the frequency is with our studies is actual physical regeneration. So it's a great name for the product, Regen, because one of the main things that we were able to measure was that it was offering physical regeneration, these frequencies, which let me tell you, after spending so much time with people, there is a duality here. And this is the duality that made the grounding so special. What is actually healing? When you go to the gym and you lift weights and you're getting bigger, what is actually healing? The actual lifting of the weights or the recovery? Like you're sleeping.
Yeah. The recovery. It's the recovery where the lifting is tearing it down.
So this is what we learn. The frequency is actually tearing it down, and the grounding is the recovery.
Nice. Okay.
And so when we plug something in the wall, you see the two outlets at the top and then the circular one in the bottom, right?
Right.
A three-pronged system. Well, without the ground, the electricity is not safe nor complete. There's a fire in every corner if you don't have grounding. As soon as you put that little groundwater next to the electricity, guess what? That pretty much prevented most every fire from happening in the home. So when I took that reality and I added it to the frequency medicine thing, it was literally that was what
Game
needed to
changer.
happen.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. So with those products, tell me how you went from that to the whole MedBed concept, as far as what you're seeing and where you see the future of MedBeds as well, where you're at today, and where you see it in a few more years.
Yeah, so when my patents came out, I started them in like 2012, and in 2016, 2017, I actually were awarded. I actually have them here. These are what U.S. approved patents look like. And these are just books from, our U.S. government suggesting that I was approved and I won this patent. This was in 2016, 2017. No one had anything similar or close to a machine that would protect you from EMFs, a machine that you could regenerate. Like one of the names of the patents, just a personal cellular tissue repair, recovery and rejuvenation enhancement sleep system. That's the name of the patent. So nice. When MedBeds came out, I was already so far ahead of everyone that we also believe that a lot of people took our story. When we started posting that we got these patents approved, and there was a lot of people that took our story and ran with it. And it was either media outside of our country was running with it too. So it's very difficult to control the narrative because it's like they've taken our narrative. Who hijacked the narrative?
Right.
It was turn the bed that we have in our home into a piece of the most advanced health technology in the world. That's where that's what that suggests. And when people start saying, "Oh, there's military med beds, they're deep in an underground bunker. Oh, there's children down in bunkers. There's the technology that you can heal yourself and regrow limbs." So someone took this sci-fi fantasy and used the name MedBed to it. And people don't realize where it came from. Well, no one even talked about this until late 2020.
Yeah.
So from that era of talking about it, we were already out and talking about it with the public. So, there's a new technology coming out that's going to change the world, but you can't get it yet. You got to wait for them to come from a deep underground bunker, and you're going to get it for free. So we told everyone's like, Baxter, you don't have the MedBed. Are you offering it for free? And guess what? This is the most funny thing, LaMont. We did. We gave over $4 million in free services to test the equipment. So it's like, people bash you for doing good too, right?
Yeah.
Like, all we did was offer for free, and now you're telling me we don't have a real one because it's free. Did you not just take my story and then say that I'm not the one? We had over $4 million in free services. It's probably much higher now than I cite. But the thing is, that's how we learned how to do all this. We helped so many people. This was a deep, real passion that it got to this understanding. And, what you're talking about MedBeds, Donald Trump finally tweeted about MedBeds in September 27th of this year, 2025. And it just created another avalanche of people interested in MedBeds. So I can say this, LaMont, and, I can cover it many different ways. I believe our technology and the awards that we've won a lot of major awards. that this is the future of healthcare. It sounds as crazy as it sounds. It is. We can measure, monitor. We're in the era of AI. Our system is totally AI connected with data. Believe me, there is very few people that can even comprehend this. Once the AI was added, now everyday people can understand what a MedBed is and how it works. The beautiful thing is like so many people with the worst health conditions, they don't have to gamble any longer. And this is kind of the gist of it. Very little, if any, side effects. No more gambling. Like, what's the problem with the guy with the white jacket? Well, he's subjected to his own understanding. No one's perfect.
Right.
Here we are utilizing doctors who are only studied in certain little areas, and we're saying that AI is not more prevalent than a lot of these technicians, providers. Well, AI is actually like having every doctor in the room in your home.
Yeah, and looking at just you and your problems and how you're going to make them better. That's so. I mean, just the whole concept of that. I really believe that med beds and all the technology we're working on is going to really help people live fuller, more healthier, and longer lives. Where whatever disease they might get in the future, if you can mitigate that or put it off another 10 years or whatever. And I think what I'm also very excited about is all the people in chronic pain that just have pain that goes, they can't nail it, whatever they try. This is a great other solution that you can look at, so you don't have to take a bunch of symptom medication to cure the symptom, instead of really go after what's your problem, what's that pain being derived from.
Yeah, and like in the current system, the blood test is the holy grail, right? The MRI machine or the blood test, it's literally the holy grail. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let me get you on one of the machines and tell you what your problems are, right? That is how everything works now. They're going to do this. But did you know that the body is electric? The body is known as we're an electromagnetic being. And that's how everything works. We're an alchemical, like there you eat food, digest food, it creates energy. We're an alchemical being too, but we're equally, if not more, of anything. We're 70% water. So what are we made out of most? I always ask people this. Is like, a lot of people say, well, we're 70% water, so we're mostly water. Well, actually, what we are from the electrical standpoint, we're 13 octrillion electrons big. So we're about 7 or 8 trillion cells, but we're more electrons than anything else. So we're more electric than anything else in this world. So when you understand this, and this is where our technology goes, I can give you a electronic blood test, and I can know you don't even have to wait 2 weeks to get your results.
Right then.
Yeah, right there. You know exactly the issues at hand, at play, within minutes.
Wow.
Not weeks, right? And this system looks for everything. That system, like if you said, well, you had something in your system, let's just say someone does a drug test. Well, if it's not looking for that specific drug in the drug test, you're not going to find it. What kind of system has that type of interlay, right? Why not have everything known so you can just be like, well, it's here. Oh, it's right here. It was all done at one time. So that's the beautiful thing of this system. Now, hear me out here. We have an advanced bioscanner, and our scanner has been rated the #1 technology in the world by universities. This technology, basically within 10 minutes, it will take all your physiological issues and let them be known. It'll take your electronic blood test and let it be known. It will kind of show the different areas of low-grade inflammation. And when you compile all this data, the average medical doctor even has a hard time distinguishing, reading, or even knowing every word. It's a very advanced health system. Unless you are in it, then it's basically a new language.
It's a new language, yeah.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, what I'm trying to say here, LaMont, is now that we have all that data, I can measure you before and after. Like you say, well, how do you know, Baxter? Isn't that kind of egotistical to say you have the best technology in the world? And I would say, well, I hate being egotistical or anything of that manner. All I'm doing is trying to push forward a new arena of healthcare. What I can say is that based on what you are, snapshot of who you are right now, using the technology and doing a secondary snapshot and improving and then seeing what happened, I think by a long shot, what we created is so much better than everyone else. Because what kind of technology have you ever seen that could improve your health 30% in an hour, 30% in 1 hour? Nothing.
Yeah.
And so once you realize this is the potential, and then you take all this data and you add it into a very specific AI that we created. It's called Baxter Wellness AI. So we took all this data that no doctor, it would take a doctor almost more than a whole day just to analyze it. Within minutes, I've got you pinned down to basically all your physiological issues, all your physiological solutions, what you should do, what your expectations are, your counter issues, your dosages, and even your expected outcomes, all in a couple sheets of paper. Now we're not gambling anymore.
Yeah.
Before we gambled and we gambled wrong. Now this is your data. This is blockchain AI. This is your data, LaMont. What do you want to do now that you know where the targets are?
Yeah.
5 targets. Guess what? Top 5 solutions for each target, right? And then expected outcome and dosage amount. Like this is the healthcare that people are like, I feel like I'm in control finally.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at each individual person, I look at myself, my DNA, my genetic history. It's all in one place, and the only right treatment. It's a very individualized way to make yourself better. And the next person might have similar symptoms, but how to solve those will be different because they're a different person. Instead of treating everyone with a cattle treatment approach, that's the beauty of it that I see.
Yeah, and everyone's right. So if you looked at enough scans, everyone's different, and hereditary markers are usually called patterns of behavior. Like if you were, diets are the same. Well, of course that's hereditary, but it's not really hereditary. It's just that pattern of behavior work the same in both DNAs, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, we learned so much here, and just the passionate team, the people that I have on our side, and they know this stuff in and out. We work with people every day. I've been on some major shows, and we have amazing testimonials that jump on the shows with us. Like we have people with one of the crazier ones, and it brought people to tears in the last show, was that a guy he was a youth minister for a church. He had 5 kids himself. So he had the congregation of kids as well.
Yeah.
He had a stroke, an aneurysm, and stage 4 lung cancer, all found in a month period.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the thing is, he tried everything. He was on the current inoculation of drugs, and he was really bad looking. He was dying with those. He found us through a mutual friend, and within 30 days, he says, "I think I kicked it. There's just no way it could be, it could be here." So, like, what we say is, like, what is the outlook of what this could do? Well, 30, 60, 90 days in a good, clean diet, you can pretty much get over most things. That's what we believe. Don't come and see us if you have a broken leg and you're in a car wreck, that catastrophic type of injury. What this technology truly is basically technology that you can put in your own hands. You can put back the control in your own hands, kind of see, data, analyze, monitor at your fingertips, kind of, the ability to kind of realize, some of the worst things you see in healthcare today is a family that really cares, that can't find answers and goes from this country, this state to that state, and they all look for these specific answers. And if they get lucky, they'll find a specialist that actually knows what the issue is.
Yeah. This has been super enlightening today. And as far as learning more about this tech, I know you've written a few books. You've got an older one. This was a good read. It's called The MedBed Story: Restoring the Health of Humanity. And if you wouldn't mind showing our listeners your other book you've just recently come out with, much bigger, much thicker, going into a lot more detail on the patents and how it actually functions.
Yeah, this one's 600 pages. This one's more robust. It's called 333 Benefits of Grounding and the MedBed Originators. So the MedBed story kind of shows the foundation of how we got here, how it started. The idea that we saw the problem in healthcare and we were out to reduce suffering. Like the first book is really that outlining that, people really, everyone, doesn't matter what religion you believe in, all of them believe that most people shouldn't suffer.
Right.
No animals want to suffer. We live in an era where, people shouldn't suffer. There should be advances in technology where, so we set out to do something crazy like that and just say, we've seen enough suffering. Now it's time to go for it, So that book is like the pain to purpose and passion. This book breaks down all the patents and the three. There's over 15,000 links to citations to the actual studies of our claims. 333 Benefits of Grounding covers the grounding component, but we cover so much too, how we got here. Like I said, we even break down the reality of what's going to happen in the future. So it's just a really good book. You wouldn't believe how much time was spent. There's photos in almost every page.
Wow.
Links. What is one of the main things you learn is what is electron deficiency. Remember, I told you that our body's made more of electrons than anything else. So really what we're dying of in America is electron deficiency. We're losing electrons, and those electrons are being stripped from the body. And that's how the body gets damaged. If a body has a full line of electrons sourced without a lot of issue, who knows how long this body and engine
Can actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. As far as getting, I know your website, I think probably has these books on there and all your products too. If you'd share with our listeners your website and how to reach you or your company, that would be great.
Oh, thank you, LaMont. Yeah, we're antiagingbed.com. You'll see us under Baxter Industries. Baxter.co is another website where if you're in the wellness side, the wellness center side of things, that's the website. The consumer side is more antiagingbed.com. And we cover a lot of stuff. So there's if you have questions or concerns right now, so this is the thing that we offer right now. If you recommend that you saw this podcast with LaMont, basically you could find us on social media or email us at info@antiagingbed.com. And we will give you the $500 free health assessment with AI. So if you I don't know about this guy's claims. He seems a little bit outlandish. I'm a little skeptical. Hey, please, there was tens of thousands skeptical before you. Not skeptical anymore. So by all means, let's test it out. Let's prove to you for once and all that there are alternatives out there that you could be maximizing yourself in. So one, a hair and nail sample could be sent. We will analyze it with our AI. You'll get these sheets that kind of go over your advanced health assessment. And if you've never experienced this, we're only going to do it for another 30 days. And we're only going to do it also if you recommend that LaMont sent you.
Yeah. You can say LaMont or Fountain of Vitality
Sure.
podcast. Either one is fine. So anyway, that's great. Looking forward to all the different people that you can be helping over time. And even if you feel good and you feel like you're kind of okay, a lot of times there's stuff inside you brewing. Maybe you are dipping on your electrons. Maybe there's something that there's a precursor disease somewhere inside you happening. Get on top of it. Stay ahead of it. Live a healthier life. That would be my final recommendation. So thank you so much, John, for your time today. It's awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, thank you, LaMont. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to the Fountain of Vitality podcast. Head to fountainofvitality.com for more episodes, insights, and resources. Remember, your health is yours to own. Take charge, focus on what you can control, and keep exploring what works for you. Always be your best self, lift others, and trust the compass of wisdom. Until next time, stay vibrant and take care.